right, morning, everybody. UFC Fight Night 185 official weigh-ins getting started in just a couple minutes here. Top of the hour. 15 fights on this fight card, so might get a little busy here for a little bit as we get 30 fighters weighed in. 2 p.m. local Pacific start time tomorrow afternoon on ESPN Plus. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. Main card at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Of course, full coverage at MMA Junkie. This morning, myself, John Morgan, I will be shooting still pics and updating the site and all that good stuff. So I'll kind of duck in and out of here when we have some dead times to chat with you guys here in the chat. Meanwhile, our man Cold Coffee, Ken Hathaway, he's shooting your video. So that beautiful high-res live stream you see there, that's coming from the incredibly expensive equipment that our man Ken Hathaway uses. Normally when I'm rolling solo, like out in Fight Island, you see it shot through my iPhone, so it's not quite the crispness of the picture that you're seeing there. But our man Cold Coffee does it right. Of course, we'll have a photo gallery, full video highlights, all that good stuff up at MMA Junkie later in the day. And then, of course, we'll have full coverage of the fights as well. Oh, Cold Coffee was zooming in there on the scale. Was that a little focus shot there? That was quick balancing the lines and the backgrounds. That's a tip for all you videos would be. Oh, that's, you see the legendary Heidi Dean getting up there. 5 seconds, baby. 5 seconds, baby. Right this camera, right here in the middle. Don't look at those other people's cameras. MMA Junkie don't matter. Look at right here. That's awesome. Don't look at these little people's cameras. Like, ah. All right, that's a little. It's deep cut inside jokes there from the UFC weigh-in crew. What's up, Flip03? Oh, there's our man, Theological Monochromatic Bovine back in the house. You know, that's a slightly memorable username. What's up, Ken79? Oh. Monty Marcus in the house. What's going on? Day's good. Getting ready. It's kind of the Friday routine now, right? Sorry, I had to step away briefly. I realized I hadn't checked to make sure that my camera had the right temperature and balance and all that good stuff. That would have been embarrassing. Liam, thoughts on Edwards versus Bilal? Love it. Respect to both guys for taking that fight. Respect to Bilal for stepping up against a big challenge. You know, but obviously, man, Leon deserves some respect too for being willing to fight down the ranks a little bit and put his position on the line. And stylistically, I think it's a good fight. JC, what do we think of the Cub Swanson tweet? Actually, you know what? I mean, that's kind of a longer discussion, I guess, right before we're about to get started. But I don't hate it. Look, it's not feasible for everybody to have amateur fights, but look, if you can at least train, I mean, the more you understand, the better. So his idea, would it make you have a better understanding? Absolutely, it would make you have a better understanding. But it's not feasible for everybody, of course. But I definitely didn't take any kind of offense or anything like that. You know, it didn't bother me. What's up, brother? Good? Let's rock it. TJ kill, it'd be on site. All right, looks like we're ready to go, guys. We'll see how many we get right off the bat again. 30 fighters to weigh in today. It looks like Yana Kunitskaya is first lined up over here.
Good morning, everyone. First to the scale, Yana Kunitskaya.
How you doing, Yana? Good to see you this morning. Be real still. Down. $135.5.
Official weight 135.5 for Yana Kunitskaya. Next to the scale, Luis Pena.
Luis, how you doing this morning?
I'm great.
I think you're in Arkansas.
Not that good. I'm a stick man, actually. All that way. We're running out of food. Don't worry. We just went through the whole rolling blackouts and all that.
Really?
So hopefully I win, take care of business here and then go take care of business back home.
Down from Memphis. I saw you fight in Memphis.
So,
Oh, V3, right?
you said plenty of time. V3 alone.
$155.5.
Official weight 155.5 for Luis Pena.
Good job, Luis. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Things go good back in Arkansas.
Next to the scale, Eddie Wineland.
How you doing, Eddie? Good to see you again. When you get up here, Eddie, be real still so long. I got you. So then down. Pull your mask up. Pull your mask up.
I can't breathe.
$135.5.
Official weight 135.5 for Eddie Wineland. Next to the scale, Julian Arosa.
How you doing, Julian? Good to see you. You got your drink ready to go, huh? You're real still. You can step a bit slow bounce. $145.5.
Official weight 145.5 for Julian Arosa.
Good job, Julian. Good luck tomorrow.
Next to the scale, John Castaneda.
Different order there. What one is that? Alex? I don't have that one. 35.
Well, sir, how are you?
136 even.
Official weight 136 pounds for John Castaneda. Next to the scale, Ayman Zahabi.
Really good. Good to see you this morning. See you. Glad to be back. Yeah, I'm glad to have you. When you get up here, be real still so it won't bounce. Okay, you can get your weight off quicker that way. $136 even.
Official weight 136 pounds for Ayman Zahabi. Next to the scale, Jared Vandera.
How you doing, Jared? All right. Good to see you. Remember to take the thing off.
Next to the scale, Casey O'Neill.
How you doing, Casey? Good to see you this morning. Casey, be real still when you step up here so it won't bounce, please. Get a little quicker. $125.5.
Official weight 125.5 for Casey O'Neill. Next to the scale, Draco Rodriguez.
How you doing, Draco? Keep your mask on, please. Be real still, okay? When you get up here. $140.5 pounds.
Official weight 140.5 for Draco Rodriguez. Next to the scale, Philip Hawes.
Hey, Philip. How you doing? Looking forward to seeing you fight tomorrow. Put your mask up. Yeah, you're already on the. Okay, be real still when you step up there so it won't bounce. £185.
Official weight 185 pounds for Philip Hawes.
Good job, Philip. Good luck tomorrow.
Next to the scale, Jared Gordon.
How you doing, Jared? Not the best morning. Not the best, no. In a few minutes you'll be good. Yeah. Be real still when you step up there. I get a lot quicker. Okay? Sure. 150 even.
Official weight 150 pounds for Jared Gordon. Next to the scale, Charles Rosa.
$146 even.
Official weight 146 pounds for Charles Rosa. Next to the scale, Danny Chavez.
How you doing this morning? Great. Be real still. There's something about. $145 even.
Official weight 145 pounds for Danny Chavez.
All right, so it seems like we have a little break for now. Our first little pause of the action, 13 or 14 minutes into this 2-hour session. Two pretty significant weight misses already. Jared Gordon came in at 150 pounds for his featherweight matchup with Danny Chavez. And Draco Rodriguez came in at 140 and a half for his bantamweight fight with Amin Zahabi. We have not had any official word from the commission as to whether or not they will continue cutting. Instinct would tell you probably not. Those are significant weight misses. You know, guys are over by a pound or something like that. They usually get a little extra time. But when you're talking about, 3 and 4 pounds, the commission usually tends to tell them to shut it down. Now the question comes to be, whether the opponent wants to take the fight or not at that point. Typically in the UFC at this level, people take the fight, but you're certainly not under any requirement to do so. You certainly have that right to say, nope, opponent didn't make weight, I'm out. That doesn't typically happen a lot. Fighters usually want an opportunity to try to make their win bonus number one. They appreciate it, and they just want the chance to compete. But those are two pretty significant weight misses, so we'll update you on those as soon as possible. Brief pause in the action here. I'm going to start filing some photos and all that good stuff, and we'll get back to work here as soon as we can. If you're looking for up-to-date results, obviously head over to MMA Junkie. We've got the full updated results there for you.
Next to the scale, Alexei Oleinik.
You doing, Alexei? Good to see you. Be real still. $240 even.
Official weight 240 pounds for Alexei Oleinik.
Good job, Alexei. Alexei, this way. See you tomorrow. Good luck. Thank you.
Next to the scale, Chris Dawkins.
How you doing, Chris? How are you, sir? Good to see you again. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh. Be real still when you step up here so it's bouncing around. £234.
Official weight 234 pounds for Chris Dawkins.
Good job, Chris. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
Next to the scale, Shauna Dobson.
Hey, Shauna. How you doing today? Good to see you. Man, I'm doing great. 126 even.
Official weight 126 pounds for Shauna Dobson. Next to the scale, Drakkar Close.
How you doing, Duvar? Easy mask on, please. I'm sorry. 156 even.
Official weight 156 pounds for Drakkar Close.
I think they want you to go this way. Good luck tomorrow.
Next to the scale, Patrick Sabatini.
You doing this morning, Patrick? Pretty good. How are you? Man, I'm doing great. I'm real still when you step up here.
headliners yet? How many of the headliners yet?
Next to the scale, Derek Minner.
Good to see you. Be real still when you step up here. 146 even.
Official weight 146 pounds for Derek Minner.
All right, all caught up on the photos. About 46 minutes into our 2-hour session at this point. I believe we have 18 fighters weighed in, but that's still 12 to go. That includes your headliners, Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis. Neither of them have weighed in just yet. You're also missing heavyweights Andre Arlovsky and Tom Aspinall from the main card. Interesting on these. Well, I don't know if it's interesting, but it's something that happens quite a bit on these when the ceremonial face-offs follow immediately. Kind of now that we're in the days of not having the afternoon ceremonies, the heavyweights usually show up a little bit late because if they show up early, they just got to hang around and wait for the face-offs. And since they're not cutting weight and waiting to be rehydrated, a lot of times they'll just show up, you know. Welcome to the quiet storm. Heidi Dean's making fun of my voice over there.
How you doing out there? You're real still when you step up here, so you begin. All right? Up here, you okay? You're real still. Real still. $157.5.
Official weight 157.5 for Rafael Alves.
Sorry.
$245.
Official weight 245 pounds for Sergey Spivak.
Good job, today.
245. Yeah.
Next to the scale, Chaz Skelly.
Hey, Chaz, how you doing? Good, how you doing? Really good. You're real still. $46 even.
Official weight 146 pounds for Chaz Skelly.
There's John Jones tribute.
Next to the scale, Jamal Emmers.
Jamal, you're back. You will still you step up here, so I'm back. 145.5.
Official weight 145.5 for Jamal Emmers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, for the individual ones, it's fine. But I'll send you who's missed, though. All right, a little more than an hour into our weigh-ins here. I'm caught back up on photos processing, so jump back in here. 3 fighters have missed weight so far. We don't have any official update on that, but Jared Gordon did miss weight. came in at 150 pounds for his featherweight matchup with Danny Chavez. We'll assume Rafael is probably not happening. That was way off. Jared Gordon, Draco Rodriguez, significant misses, but I would think potentially those are happening. No, Triple Z, I did not apologize to Curtis Blades. I don't know what I'd be apologizing to him for. Enjoyed his scrum yesterday, though. Yeah, what was this? Rafi Dino, yeah, it does suck for Sabatini, man. I've seen his, later stages of his career up close as a commentator for CFFC, and he's been waiting for this moment a long time. I guess the good news is you step in on a week's notice, you probably get a paycheck, and then you get to do a full camp for you're in the UFC at that point. So it sucks because you want to get a chance to actually compete. But, at least you're on the roster now. Triple Z for asking an idiotic question. All right, cool. Thanks for your feedback, brother. Raul the Main has not weighed in. If you want to go over to MMA Junkie, you can check out full results.
Next to the scale, Ketlin Vieira.
Real still when you step up here, Simone. $138 even.
Official weight 138 pounds for Ketlin Vieira.
Wow, it's now our fourth fighter to miss weight at this point, so kind of crazy. We haven't had one like this in a while. Again, we don't really know what is going on with the commission at this point, if they're going to allow these fighters to continue or not. Ketlin is within striking distance there at 138. 2 pounds to lose. She technically has 54 minutes left before the official weigh-in ceremony is over, so she had another 54 to cut. But we don't know. Cost. Do we have any updates yet, or? That's fine. Just checked with UFC PR. Chris Costelli said no updates yet on the 4 fighters who have missed weight in terms of if they will continue to cut or not.
middle section. 249.5.
Official weight 249.5 for Andrei Arlovsky.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
All right, caught back up again. So if you're just tuning in, still a little bit more than 45 minutes left to go here, about 48 minutes left. 4 fighters have missed weight at this point. Unfortunately, we don't have any updates yet on their status. Just checked with UFC PR Chris Costello just a moment ago. He said no update as of yet as to whether they're continuing to cut weight or whether they'll be allowed to compete at their current weight. The weights that have been missed include Jared Gordon, who was 150 pounds for his featherweight matchup. Rafael Alves, who was 157.5 for his featherweight matchup. Tough to imagine that one's going to be allowed to continue. Are close. There's no real advantage to coming in early because then you just have to sit around and wait for the face-offs. But Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis, neither of them have hit the scale just yet. We're also waiting on Nasruddin Imavov, although I did hear that he was en route from the hotel, so I think he'll be next on the scale. We're waiting on Tom Aspinall as well to weigh in, and we're waiting on Nate Landwehr. So that's where we're at right now. If you want to see full weight results, head over to MMA Junkie. We got the full results there. Of course, we'll have full photo gallery, full video highlights afterwards. Anthony Choi. We don't know if Dana's here. He's always kind of a game time decision. I'm guessing we don't see him today, but he might surprise us. Who knows? We never know if he's going to scrum or not. Money Marcus excited for the Venom deal. I don't know if I'm excited, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. They've got quality gear, so I'm interested to see what they come up with. Let's see. With Kamaru's medical suspension and the Edwards bout being filled by Bella's Colby Jorge fight, I don't think the Colby Jorge fight's going to happen. I hate to say it, unfortunately. Bovine. I think we're going to see Jorge and Usman, which I think casuals are going to feel it, you know, but I'm not really that excited. Yeah, Santino. Alves did really miss. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That's funny. Hey, Volger, you never know. People, they could switch it up. I doubt that would happen, but you never know. Jonathan Bringus, garbage stream keeps cutting. Bro, we're on the UFC's Wi-Fi here, man. That's about all we can do. All we can do is use the Wi-Fi connection that's available to us, my friend. No, Arlovsky. Arlovsky was the last fighter. Sorry. Answering our man Cold Coffee on the video stream over there. Thanks, common sense. Much respect. Ours was not the late notice fight. I don't know exactly how many, but he was in more. Sabatini was the one that stepped in on short notice. Had somebody say that last week, DXJ ASMR. I'm just trying to be quiet. We're in a quiet room here. And if you don't know me, I have kind of a loud voice. Yeah, Rafa. I don't know, man. The Wi-Fi's a little shady here sometimes. I'm not sure why. It does seem weird. You got this multi-million-dollar production facility, and the Wi-Fi is a little bit spotty sometimes. Chris, props for reading this nonsense. Hey, man, I'm trying to interact here when I got time, you know? Brewster said, can you run down who missed? Yeah, check out the full results on MMA Junkie, but bottom line, the list of misses at this point is Jared Gordon, Rafael Alves. You know, who deserves it most, or who's the, no. But unfortunately, that's not this game, right? It's not just about deserving. It's not just about wins and losses. It's about moving the needle and selling pay-per-views. And Masvidal does that for sure. In fairness, I think they have good Wi-Fi here. I just think they use it for themselves, not for us. Fola, is this the most weight misses? It's quite a few. I think we've had some other ones. Pandemic era MMA has been a little crazy. But this is quite a few. Yeah, Nick Bernard, a couple people have mentioned that. I mean, you could shuffle the lineups like that, but I just don't know. Yeah, that's our problem. I see Heidi Dean's computer right there. Heidi Dean's streaming all access. That's our problem right there. Thanks, Jonathan. Bring us much respect. Appreciate it. Stipe retains. It's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. Jazzy, you're right. Gyms are a lot cleaner right now. Good call. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. Your dad. I'll walk around and tell everybody else to shut it off. All right, looks like maybe we're getting back to business. Just a handful of fighters left, and of course, face-offs right after. We'll keep the stream up for that if we can. All right, take that back. I guess we still got a second or two. Unpopular opinion: media scrum after the face-offs. I'm assuming, obviously, with Dana, we don't know we don't know. I'm guessing not with a fight night event after just a week after the pay-per-view. Plus, he knows all the questions we want to ask. He always knows what matchups we're going to ask about, and if they're not done, he doesn't want to kind of have to come out here and be like, no, no, no. So I'm guessing no, but we don't know that for sure. It's always kind of a game time decision. Eddie Tevis, man. Oh, wait, here we're getting back to this. But I got much respect for Bilal, but I got much respect for Edwards taking that fight as well, man. Getting us a big fight that we need. I'm surprised.
Next to the scale, Nasruddin Imavov.
How you doing, Anthony? Good to see you this morning. Be real still when you step up.
Official weight 185.5 for Nasruddin Imavov.
All right, so with that weigh-in, we're basically down to Nate Landwehr in terms of non-heavyweights to make weight. Outside of that, it's Curtis Blades, Derek Lewis, and Tom Aspinall. Again, 4 fighters have missed weight. If you want to check out the full results, head over to MMA Junkie. No updates yet from the UFC on whether or not those fights will happen. Sure, it's happened before, but I don't ever remember going this far into the weigh-ins and not even having one of the headliners weigh in. Sure, it probably happened with another heavyweight main event at some point, but I don't remember it. All right, got that Nasruddin Imavov photo uploaded to our back end. It's up to. I'm doing my best. Whenever I see it, I stop it because it is ridiculous. Kieran, no, Aspinall has not weighed in yet. He's one of the 3 heavyweights that has yet to weigh in. So I believe we're down to 4 people waiting to weigh in. 2 of them are headliners, Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis. We're waiting on Tom Aspinall. We're waiting on Nate Landwehr as well. Folda, I'm sorry. Nah, somebody brought that up earlier. The whole idea of, the Cub Swanson thing of MMA media should have to take 3 amateur bouts. Listen, it's not practical for that to happen, but it wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, at least some training would be good to help you understand the sport better, to help you understand what it's like. I mean, the more you can do, the better, right? The more you can understand the subject you're covering, the better. So it's not a bad thing. The suggestion, it's just not practical. I mean, not everybody can do it. So, I mean, the more you can understand about a subject you're covering, I think the better off you'll be. But the whole idea, oh, well, if we have to do that, you have to take journalism. Like, why? They're not trying to be journalists. They're trying to be fighters. So it's the same thing with us. We're not trying to be fighters. We're trying to be journalists. But I always say the more you can know about a subject you're covering, the better educated you'll be. So, look, if you can take amateur fights, fantastic. If you can train, fantastic. But that's not for everybody. But there's no reason, for people that got defensive about it, I don't think there's any reason to be defensive about the suggestion. As anybody who knows me will know, it's been a while since I've trained. But I used to train quite a bit when I was younger, and that was one of the things that I always admired about the fighters was that even though I trained and I enjoyed training, not for 1 second did I want to compete. I was like, dude, I wait tables to pay my way through school and support myself. Like, if I break an arm that did take that plunge into being willing to take it to the next level. So Dan C. See, there you go. I got a job to go to, man. Can't be doing that. So 30 minutes left at this point. 4 fighters have missed weight. We don't have updates on whether or not those fights are happening. Just for those just tuning in, those people that missed weight: Jared Gordon, Rafael Alves, Draco Rodriguez, and Ketlin Vieira. And we still have 4 fighters left to make weight. If you want to see the full results, head over to MMA Junkie. We'll have full gallery, full video afterward. If you could choose the 2 fighters to coach tough, who would they be? I really wanted Covington and Masvidal. That was the 2 I wanted. I thought that would have been great TV, and I thought the fight made a lot of sense with the history between them. Scott McCray, can you give the story behind the light blue shirt you wear at fights? I've told a lot, but just so anybody doesn't know, when my son was 8 months old, I was wearing a blue shirt on press row. I just happened to be wearing one. My wife sent me a picture of him touching the TV where I was, and at that point I decided I would always wear a blue shirt so that my son could find me on TV when I wasn't at home, and I truthfully never thought anybody would notice, but it was just for me and my son. What's up? I know, right? We fancy. We doing broadcast now. Yeah, Antoine, 4 fighters, quite a bit. Austin, Julia, what should Colby do now? I don't know, man. I thought, honestly, Colby should take the Leon Edwards fight. And didn't want to do that. I understand. He's trying to hold out and get himself in a title fight. But I thought that was the fight to make. If you weren't going to do the Masvidal fight, then take the Edwards fight. I was a little surprised. Loaded Films. Have you ever tried to interview an MMA judge who made a terrible assessment? I've talked to some judges over the years. You know, for years and years, the judges just wouldn't do interviews. The kind of commissions would tell them not to, basically. But that's becoming more frequent now. You know, like Ben Cartledge is a guy that I talk to a lot behind the scenes about MMA judging, and he's trying to keep things transparent and out in the open. I think that's good. So more judges are kind of speaking out and talking, but a lot of times the commission doesn't really like them to address that stuff too publicly. They'd rather handle it in-house. JSJ says, do you think the UFC returned to Abu Dhabi before July? I don't know for a fact. I think it's all kind of up in the air, especially with, you know, we don't know what the travel restrictions are and stuff. But I think probably June or July is when we'll be out there. Burns versus Chiesa, Burns versus Colby. Which would you rather see? I'd like to see Chiesa get a big fight. Burns versus Colby would be good. Then Burns will be right back in. One of those will be right back in there for a #1 contender fight. You know, it's that same group of people. So I think Burns Chiesa. Either way, stylistically, those would be fun fights. Young Nasty. Any place. Sheila, thank you. Yeah. I wish I could do this the whole time, but obviously I have to tweet and update the site and shoot photos and all that stuff, so I have to lay out at points. But I enjoy chatting MMA with you guys. Money Marcus, Mike Perry versus D-Rod. I think it's going to be a scrap. I like it. Most exciting division beside lightweight, Mellow Mo. Probably bantamweight. Bantamweight's stacked right now. Yeah, Jumbo Dumbo, 4 misses is quite a bit. King and CJ. I'd lean towards Edwards off the bat, but man, what about this long layoff, man? You got Bilal that's, you know, staying busy. Oof. Sausage happy. Keith Peterson will smoke a cigarette on a day of a show, but he does not drink alcohol. That was an unfair statement. Etienne, do you think Izzy stays at light heavyweight and Usman moves up? I don't know. I don't know. Interesting to see what all that plays out. What if Izzy goes up to heavyweight like they're talking about? That'd have been crazy. Young Nasty, no, I did not report you. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know how to report somebody. That's how little I use this stuff, unfortunately. Derek Lewis by banana split. Now that would be a result, Nader. Should Habib come back for Usman? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think Habib's coming back. To be honest, I always thought his retirement, I should say, was real. Ali and March got some crazy fights for sure. March is going to be legit. So many big fights coming up. Who do you think deserves to be in a lightweight title fight? Rio Val says, deserving? I'd like to see Poirier and Oliveira, but I don't think we're seeing that. Oh, man, you had 750 on Sabatini, the underdog. I like your play there. All right, Max, I see what you did there. I just don't know how to report on YouTube. But you got me on that one. Poirier, McGregor 3. Whew. I mean, we just saw it, right? I think you go with Poirier, but McGregor, the king of adjustments, right? And now actually getting a little bit of cage time. I'm intrigued by the trilogy. I'd rather see Poirier fighting for the undisputed lightweight title, if I'm being honest with you. And I don't think you should make that for the undisputed lightweight title. But I get it, man. Let Poirier get the biggest check available, and that's Conor. So I like the fight. It's funny because I like the fight. I mean, the trilogy's cool. They just had it. I'm down for it. I wish Poirier was fighting for an undisputed lightweight title. I feel like he's earned that. NP wants the shout out for CS2 Ludlow. Happy to do that. Stay safe out there. Scotsman, yeah, we're waiting on word, but I would imagine that's going to be pulled for sure. Alberto Marquez, does T-City become the champ? Man, I'm intrigued by that fight. I can't wait for that one. Andy, does Megan Anderson have the slightest chance against Nunes? Yeah, it's a fight. I mean, it's a fight. Things happen. Look, it's cliche almost at this point, but who thought Matt Serra was going to beat GSP, right? Well, he did it. Things can happen, but I just, to be honest with you, I think Amanda Nunes is the best female fighter on the planet right now, and I pick her against everybody, so that's no disrespect to Megan Anderson. Look, she's motivated. She's got this opportunity. She earned her chance. Anything can happen in a fight, but Amanda Nunes is a monster. I saw it kind of scoot up at Brewster, talked about a lightweight tournament. I know what you're saying. It's not that Dustin's the only quality lightweight right now. You're right. He got beat by Khabib, but everybody else got beat by Khabib too. The problem is the UFC doesn't do actual tournaments. If there was even a chance that they would put together like an 8-man tournament, even Dana was talking about kind of an unofficial 8-man tournament. I'd love to see it, man. You look at those names in the lightweight division, stacked. But we know the UFC doesn't believe in tournaments, and they don't like doing them, and they're not going to do it. So if you know you're not getting an actual tournament and you know you need a lightweight title fight, isn't Dustin Poirier the guy right now that through both his career trajectory and where he stands right now, the guy that deserves to be in there? I think he does. Yeah, 2 pay-per-views in March, I know. Tough on the budget, I know. Fola. I mean, I'd love to see tournaments in the UFC. I mean, tournaments are cool, right? But it's like, I don't know, asking when Fedor is going to make his UFC debut or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. So I try not to spend too much time giving it energy because it's just not going to happen. All right, looks like we got another fighter approaching. We'll see who it is.
Even.
Official weight 263 pounds for Derek Lewis. Next to the scale, Tom Aspinall.
How you doing, Tom? Good to see you. Yeah, leave the mask on. Be real still when you step up here. 244 and a half.
Official weight 244 and a half for Tom Aspinall. Next to the scale, Curtis Blades.
How you doing, Curtis? Good to see you again. You just still step up here so I bounce around, okay? $259.
Official weight 259 pounds for Curtis Blades.
Who do we have next?
Nate, only one left. I don't see him though.
All right, so at this point, we're just waiting on Nate Landwehr to weigh in. Still waiting on official updates on the 4 fighters who missed weight and whether or not those fights will be taking place. Pass that along as soon as we get it. Ceremonial weigh-ins, or, well, just the face-offs, I guess I should say, will take place beginning at 11 a.m. local time, so that's the top of the hour. Obviously, as close as we're running that, we'll just keep the stream up, stream those as well. Have not heard whether or not UFC President Dana White is going to scrum today. I would anticipate that he doesn't, but if he does, we'll show that as well. So if you're looking for full results, head on over to MMA Junkie. You can see the updated results over there. We'll have a photo gallery of everything and video highlights of everything as well if you missed it. Bovine, no scrums scheduled today, so just the face-offs, and then it obviously didn't work out well.
And last to the scale this morning, Nate Landwehr.
What's up, Nate? Good to see you, man. Be real still when you step up. Be real still. Hands down.
Let's go, everything 46.
146 even. Yes.
Official weigh 146 pounds for Nate Landwehr.
All right, scale is being pulled, which would seem to indicate no more reweighs, or no reweighs at all, I should say, not more. But again, we do not have official word just yet. Kenny, what do you want the thing to say?
UFC Fight Night 185. Blade versus Lewis, and then his weigh-in highlight.
Okay.
The highlight as well. And if you're doing like the main, just call it like official weigh-in.
Okay.
Or you could just give me the blank and then I can exit it out.
Okay. Do that.
But yeah, I'm gonna do it extreme time and then I'll come for the highlight video.
I'll give you the blank.
saying right now, this fight is.
That one's got to be off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's off. You're saying do weight management issues. 30% here, 30% here, 20% right now.
Got
Set
it.
that right now.
Perfect.
So.
You pay your stream? You pay your stream? Good. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was missing it too. John, am I good here?
It was just, yeah, probably inside like a step. I'll shoot over your shoulder.
You can get cozy.
Hey, Sean. Hey, everybody. One announcement before we get to the stare downs. The fight between Rafael Alves and Patrick Sabatini has been canceled due to a weight management issue for Rafael Alves. So we are down to 14 fights. We are wall-to-wall on ESPN+. We start in the heavyweight division tomorrow. Sergey Spivak takes on Jared Vandera. Sergey Spivak and Jared Vandera. Up next, a bantamweight bout. Draco Rodriguez takes on Ayman Zahabi. Up next in the featherweight division, Jamal Emmers takes on Chaz Skelly. Up next, we're in the women's flyweight division. UFC newcomer Casey O'Neill takes on Shauna Dobson. Up next, a featherweight bout. Julian Erosa takes on Nate Landwehr. Up next, we're in the bantamweight division. John Castaneda takes on Eddie Wineland. Up next, we're in the lightweight division. Luis Pena takes on Drakkar Klose. And our featured prelim is in the featherweight division. Danny Chavez takes on Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon and Danny Chavez. All right, our main card is also on ESPN Plus. It starts in the heavyweight division. Andrei Arlovsky takes on Tom Aspinall. Up next, we're in the featherweight division. Derek Mitter takes on Charles Rosa. Co-main event is in the women's bantamweight division. Top 10 contenders. 7th-ranked Yana Kunitskaya takes on 6th-ranked Ketlin Vieira.
Johnny.
Ketlin Vieira and Yana Kunitskaya. And in our heavyweight main event, 5 rounds possible between 4th-ranked Derek Lewis and the 2nd-ranked heavyweight contender Curtis Blades. Curtis Razor Blades takes on the Black Beast Derek Lewis in a 5-round heavyweight main event. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night on ESPN+.
All right, that's a wrap for our festivities today. We'll have full video highlights, photo galleries, all that good stuff up at MMA Junkie. And we'll see you tomorrow for the fights.